Hey, what's up everyone? Wolfman here, and today I am doing another LEGO Star Wars review, and as by the title of this video, I am doing the Resistance A-Wing Starfighter. If you saw the last two other reviews, I did reviews on two other A-Wings, but those were Rebel fighters, but I'm going to finish off basically the whole lettered class starfighters of both the Rebel Alliance and the Resistance. Now, before I get into the review, I am going to be doing video reviews on more sets to come for the next 12 weeks, and I got a load of sets I'm going to be doing reviews on. So anyone who comes across this channel, tune in for more of those, and at the end of those videos I'm going to be doing a full review on my whole armada of starfighters. It's going to be consisting of Resistance, Rebel, First Order, Republic, and Imperial, and I'm even going to throw in a couple of Mandalorian starfighters as well. And this video, I'm pretty certain it's going to may go up in late November. I'm aiming for the last Saturday of November. That's a couple of days after Thanksgiving. I'm going to be doing a full review on the whole fleet on that day. So if you come across this channel early on, and in this review, but I'll mention this in future reviews. So definitely tune into that, because I have several starfighters and ships in this whole fleet. So with that out of the way, without further ado, onto the review. And here is the set number 75248, Resistance A-Wing Starfighter, released back in 2019. It has 269 pieces and comes with 2 minifigures. And I gotta say, I actually like this model of the A-Wing much better than its predecessors. And well, I guess before I get into the review for the fighter itself, it does come with a couple of minifigures, which includes Snap Wexley, who is a Resistance pilot, and the second one is Lieutenant Connix. If I sadly mispronounced that name, correct me in the comments down below if I did or not. But yeah, these are the two figs that the set comes with. There are photos right now, so you can get a better look at these two characters. And actually, I'm going to be very honest, I thought the set came with only one minifig, which I thought was the pilot, Snap Wexley. But to my surprise, it actually comes with 2, which is actually a good thing. I actually like the fact that this old set actually comes with 2 minifigures. And I do believe that they are double-faced. I do believe. I'll post a photo right here so you can see. And I actually like the designs on both of these guys. I mean, they're quite simple and detailed, I think, and they do have the backs are also detailed as well, as you can see in the photo here, and just well put together couple of minifigures. So with that out of the way, I'm gonna go ahead and jump onto the Starfighter itself. And if you've seen the other 2 reviews I've done, this one's a little bit different, mainly the sound-mounted guns. I did change out the other ones, or the other one, the Rebel Alliance A-Wing, with these kinds of guns designed after the Rebel Alliance, or the other Starfighter, or the other A-Wing that came with Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. If you didn't see that review, feel free to go back and check that out. But anyways, I did redesign the guns, because even the old guns that were originally on this, I did not like. So even on the Resistance A-Wing, I think it looks way better than the old design. And this sucker does have some similarities to its predecessor, or the last one. It does have the spring-loaded missiles which is a neat touch. And just like the other one, and just like the last one, these two pegs here are what basically launch them. And once again, and as always, I never have the spring loads in there because they just might go off at a given. So I just purposely leave them out, just have them there just for looks. And of course, like the other ones, it does have landing gear. And they actually, I do believe they go up the same way as the last one. I'm pretty certain anyways. And I will do a comparison with those ones as well. And of course it does come, and of course the pilot does fit on the inside. Since I got them, I'm just going to throw them in there just for giggles and grins. Just so you guys can get a good look. And it actually fits in there quite snug. Quite comfortably. My only real complaint about this Starfighter is it doesn't exactly come with a control, or the control pad like you normally would see in other Starfighters. It doesn't even have a joystick like the X-Wing does, which I will point out in a future review. So, quite frankly, that's my only real complaint about this. The design aesthetic on this is actually really neat. And one big difference that this Starfighter doesn't have, like the other one does, is the position, or because of the position of the cockpit, there isn't an. It's basically pushed back a bit towards the rear of the Starfighter, so it does not come with that extra. I really don't know what you will call it exactly, but from the nose to the front of the cockpit, it's actually a lot more longer because of that missing piece, which I will point out when I bring in the other two A-wings, just to show a comparison. But once again, they carry on this specific piece, which really adds on to the full look. And the engines are relatively similar to the last one. And unfortunately, it's not made from my favorite piece that I mentioned in the first A-wing review that I did a few weeks back, I believe it was. But it's still a good design nonetheless. And of course, that's the underside. And of course, I already showed you the landing gear. But aside from some of its minor flaws, it's still a well put together Starfighter, and does still share some similar pieces from the fronts to the cockpit, of course, and the wings and such, and the engine. So still pretty similar to the other two. And speaking of which, let me go ahead and bring these guys in. So this would be the Rebel Alliance A-Wing from, what was it? Return of the Jedi, where it was first introduced. And of course I will throw out the fact that this one does come with the control console in the cockpit. And here is the Resistance, the other Rebel Alliance A-Wing, from Star Wars Rebels. So, these are the three designs that I have. There are other ones that came out even before this one. This one is basically the oldest design that I have here in this lineup. But a lot of the pieces they have been able to carry on throughout the whole line of these three. And it's well put, and they're actually well put together. I mean, the designs are authentic enough, and I actually do like it. But if I were to pick a favorite, it may have to be this one, mainly because of its smaller stature and my favorite piece that they use for the engines. Which, if you didn't see the first review, I actually used this specific piece on some of my other mock Starfighters. If you didn't see any of my Mock Monday reviews, feel free to check them out because I did use this piece, or this specific piece, in those suckers as well. Anywho, if there's one rather amusing gimmick that the designers, I don't know if they did this intentionally or not, but if they did, kudos, because if we were to stand these guys on end, this one is actually much longer than the other two. In fact, I'll post a photo right here. You can see in the photo that the Resistance A-Wing is much longer than the other two, which I actually find rather amusing. So I'm rather a sucker for the smaller one. Of course, I'm going to mention right off ahead is the Resistance doesn't come with this addition to the design. And one other thing I forgot to mention, unlike these two, this one doesn't have the smaller thrusters like these two have. I mean, this sucker just has the two larger thrusters as well as these two, but these two come with the smaller ones in the very back in between the big thrusters. But overall, each design is different and unique and rather basically similar to the different designs, yet still the same fighter, and aside from using the same pieces or some pieces, each one is so very different. So each of these suckers I definitely would recommend. I wish I had some of the older models, but I never got any of them. In fact, this was in fact my very first A-Wing. But yeah, this one I actually would favor the most. I don't know. I'm curious if anyone would favor any of these three models. But if you do, feel free to leave a comment down below. So I believe that is basically it for this review. So that was my review on the Resistance A-Wing Starfighter, and if you liked that video, please feel free to leave a like down below, and if you want to voice your opinions on what you think about any of the three A-Wing Starfighters I have shown, feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you want to see more, feel free to hit the red subscribe button down below and come join the Wolf Pack and tune in for more videos that are going to be coming out definitely for the next 12 weeks. And eventually to the lead up of the review of my whole LEGO Star Wars Starship Armada. It is going to include Resistance, First Order, and even Final Order, Republic, Empire, Rebel Alliance, and I'll even throw in a couple of Mandalorian Starfighters, the only two that I have, which are future reviews after I finish the B-Wing, which I'm going to be doing this weekend, then the Y-Wing, and then the X-Wings, and after that, well, you have to tune in to see. So if you did enjoy the video, again, like I said before, I guess all that's up for me to remind you that Jesus loves you more than Elmo and Barney, and I'll see you guys next time.